This is Prime Crime Network.
Police say that a person he was riding in the vehicle with dropped him off at a hospital. Then he was moved to another hospital. And that person told police he was shot in the car somewhere downtown. Officers are working to get more information from the driver. At last check, he was in critical condition.
Prime Crime Network.
It was exclusive. Leading to the arrest of 38-year-old Francisco Oropeza. He's accused of killing 5 of his neighbors in a shooting Friday night in the small town of Cleveland, just north of Houston. Investigators say it started when a neighbor asked Oropeza to stop firing off rounds in his yard and to move away from the property because the baby was trying to sleep. That's when Oropeza refused, and survivors say he burst in and started shooting, moving in further into the home as the 10 people inside ran for their lives. 5 people, including a 9-year-old boy, died. Some of the surviving children were found covered in blood, hiding under some of the deceased adults.
2 of the juveniles were found up underneath 2 of the deceased women that were in the bedroom. In my opinion, they were actually trying to take care of them babies and keep them babies alive.
200 law enforcement agents are now looking for Oropeza. Again, an $80,000 reward is being offered. If you know anything, contact police or the FBI tip line. That number is 1-800-CALL-FBI.
We do not ask the community to take the matters into their own hands. Please call 911 if you happen to see this individual out there.
Oropeza allegedly opened fire inside a neighbor's home after they had complained about the noise from gunshots. Now, these are the names of the 5 people who lost their lives, according to family members. 25-year-old Sonia Argentina Guzman Talbot, 21-year-old Diana Velasquez Alvarado, 31-year-old Obdulio Molina Rivera, 18-year-old Josue Jonathan Caceres, and Daniel Enrique Lasso Guzman, just 8 years old.
Prime Crime Network.
It was exclusive. The 16-year-old was driving a stolen car on Lockhart around 4:30 Sunday afternoon. Police started following him and he took off. He ended up hitting a Via bus, then the bus crashed into someone's yard. The teen tried to run, but he got hurt in the process and was taken to the hospital. The bus driver suffered minor injuries. Luckily, riders were not hurt. Officers say the boy had an active warrant, a loaded handgun, and narcotics. An update on that 2-year-old who was shot in the head at a West Side home last week. Sadly, we have learned that toddler has died. According to investigators, that shooting happened at a home on Kent Store near South Ellison Drive. The father told officers the boy was reaching for something on their TV and pulled the gun down. It hit the floor and it went off. Police are still investigating and no word on criminal charges right now.
Prime Crime Network.
It was exclusive.
This morning, a popular social media influencer who falsely accused a couple of trying to kidnap her children, now convicted of lying about the whole ordeal.
Monday of this week, my children were the targets of attempted kidnap.
31-year-old Katie Sorensen, a mom influencer who posted beauty and motherhood advice, uploaded this video that was viewed more than 4 million times.
And I want to share that story with you in an effort to raise awareness as to what signs to look for.
Falsely claiming that strangers tried to kidnap her 2 young children on December 7th, 2020, outside the Petaluma, California Michaels store. The Sonoma County DA's office says the videos were posted about a week after Sorensen reported the supposed kidnapping attempt to police. In the video, Sorensen described a number of details about the alleged incident that hadn't been disclosed to police. The accused couple, Sadie and Eddie Martinez, say they actually recognized themselves in this photo and came forward to deny Sorensen's claims.
She wanted a stronger following. She was looking for, content for her fame and her income, and at our expense.
Sorensen's attorney maintains his client did not lie to police.
She misperceived and misunderstood a series of random events which were occurring around her and made an honest report to the police on December 7th.
Her attorney adding that it was when Sorensen reviewed the evidence that she realized she was wrong.
I don't think she had any understanding of how this would spread and the impact it would cause.
But some legal experts say this verdict is about accountability.
This is a woman who lied for clicks at the expense of a couple in California who wrongly accused them of a very serious crime.
Mona Kosar Abdi, ABC News, New York.
What started as a celebration Saturday evening quickly turned into a crime scene.
Kids were having a good time, the music was blasting. Next thing you know, all I heard was yelling and shots fired.
Dozens of teenagers were in a party room at the American Legion building in Canton for a Sweet 16 birthday party. A witness says the party was just getting started when a fight broke out.
I heard scuffling, they fighting, and then I heard gunshots.
Dave Kinzer was in a room next door when shots were fired.
And we run around, duck behind the bar and all that, and didn't know what was going on. Then everything broke loose. We locked the doors so nobody could get on the other side.
Partygoers say locking the doors trapped them inside with the shooters.
I'm trying to open the door, trying to help these kids escape, and they not opening the door for us. That was insane.
3 teenagers were shot. They were taken to the hospital and do not have life-threatening injuries.
How are these teenagers getting these weapons? You know, no control.
Canton police arrested 2 15-year-olds who are now facing tampering with evidence, obstructing justice, and receiving stolen property charges.
Guys getting fights used to be when I was young, they fought. Now people pull out a gun and shoot each other. It's crazy.
First tonight, a
Crime Network
exclusive.
A father in the Las Vegas area is under arrest and is facing murder charges with connection to the death of his 5-year-old son. Gerald Oglesby was taken into police custody after authorities were called to his apartment and found his son dead. The child stopped breathing after being whipped by Oglesby with a cable box cord. The 33-year-old told police that his son was watching a TV program that he wasn't supposed to be watching and talked back before using the cable cord on him, splitting the child's chin open. Oglesby reportedly whipped the child again later on in the week because the child didn't want to go to bed, while also hitting the child in the abdomen with a slipper. Oglesby told police he knew he hit the child too hard as the child wasn't acting normal and laid down. The child vomited a short time later. According to Oglesby, he could tell something was wrong with the child but didn't want to call the police because they wouldn't understand his method of discipline. Oglesby performed CPR but got no response and realized that the child was dead. He then texted the child's mother a couple of good pictures stored on his phone and then texted the sister that the boy died because he whipped him too hard. The boy's father started smoking marijuana before calling 911, with him calling emergency responders around 1:30. Oglesby said the last time the child was breathing was 13 minutes before the 911 call. Oglesby told police that 911 dispatchers instructed him on how to do CPR, but he refused because he had already tried it and it didn't work. Police officers observed visible injuries to the head and torso of the child. Once they arrived, the child was pronounced dead at the scene. A neighbor said she heard loud noises that she believed was a body being thrown to the ground in the apartment. According to the police, a thumping noise continued for hours. She also said she tried to contact the residents in the apartment, but no one answered the door. Oglesby told police that he was awarded custody of his son in February and started using physical discipline around that time. He also said he was forced to discipline his son by whipping him with a phone charging cord in December. Thank you for watching Crime Network, your source for urban and suburban and around the world news. Hit the subscribe, like, and the notification bell. And check us out on PrimeCrimeNetwork.com.